He's thinking upside down. He's got it wrong. What he
This is Jonathan Aguilar, fifth Pro Boxing Fans, joined by former cruiserweight world champion, Sky Sports pundit Johnny Nelson. Here in London, a big fight announced as Azim against Ohara Davies. How do you feel towards the fight, Johnny? It got spicy up there, which we'll come on to, but how do you feel about the fight itself?
I think it's a good fight. I think, I know, contrary to what Ohara said, it's a dumb fight to make. I think it's a good fight. It's a good measuring stick, yardstick for Adam. I don't know who O'Hara's actually mad at, because it seemed like he was mad at the whole world. But is he trying to play the villain? You don't know. The things he's saying and doing, it doesn't fill me with belief and confidence of a guy that actually thinks, you know what, I'm going to get this job done here and move onwards and upwards. I didn't get that sense. I didn't get that feeling. So there's issues going on behind the scenes. We're not privy to comment on, so therefore we can just say it is what it is. The fight itself, I think Adam is young, he's fresh, he's in a position where Ohara Davies, whenever he's stepped out of his league, he's been beaten 3 times, 2 by stoppage, 1 on points. So therefore you see the flaws that are there. He has the experience. You know, there's no bad blood between he and Adam, and it doesn't have to be. But this is when you should be focusing your energy on the guy that's in front of you. So it'll be interesting to see how this fight. But if I'm honest with you, the way he was talking, I'm thinking, don't be surprised if this fight don't happen. Because I thought, you ain't saying something that's filling me with you know what, you've got a point to prove here.
Just on what you were saying, you know, specifically about the media, you know, you're a fighter, you know, when fighters take a loss and perhaps, you know, people don't reach out as he said, you know, does it affect fighters more than, you know, people realise, you know, the fact when perhaps people don't show them the love, I guess is what he meant?
Yeah, but the thing is, the media, if you start believing in what the media say, when they lift you or when they dump on you, you're foolish. You're so stupid to actually depend on the media to lift you and be bothered by what the media say. So straight away, that's a big mistake. I'm like, what are you doing, man? Why would you even care what the media have to say? We were always told if they say good or bad things about you, they don't know you personally. Get on with your job. So if he's really hurt that nobody from the media reached out to him, he's thinking upside down. He's got it wrong. What he should be doing is he should be actually ignoring the media, get on with his job, and treat him with disdain like Ben Whittaker does. So the media thing, you know, I don't like you, but we're going to write about you to shit on you. You know, but O'Hara's talking like he's being jilted by an ex-girlfriend. And in reality, it's just like, why would you even be that bothered that nobody from the media got in touch with you? Why would you be bothered?
Just moving on to the heavyweights on the card, Jamie TKV and Franklin Ignatius. How do you see that fight playing out?
Good fight. Nice to see Jamie. Jamie actually looks in decent condition as well. He looks in better condition. I don't know if his weight's changed, but he said he's going to come in a bit lighter this time. He's gone back to lick his wounds to think, right, this is what I've got to do. He knows what he's got to do in regards to his career. And you know what, having a loss in his career, it can either make or break a fighter. Hopefully it's made him stronger and more focused. These 2 guys are sparred with each other, and Jamie, you know, it's a good fight to take because these 2 guys are very competitive, for each other in the amateurs as well. So it's for either fighter, it's not a step too far, but it's a good step for either one of them.
Moving on to next week, Johnny, Joshua against Dubois. As this fight edges closer, how do you read it?
My reading has not changed at all. I think Daniel Dubois is where Anthony Joshua was. The questions aren't about Anthony Joshua. As long as he keeps his professionalism, gets the job done, he should get the job done. The questions are about Daniel Dubois. Where is Daniel Dubois at? What kind of tactics will Daniel Dubois choose? Daniel Dubois has an excellent trainer and coach in Don Charles, rating massively. Don is so underrated, it's untrue. My only criticism of Daniel that I've seen, and he's a nice kid, is that I've not seen him being capable of being able to think in the ring. And he's great at remembering. But if you can think in the ring, what happens then is if you get hit and get hurt or something unpredicted happens in the ring, you've got to be able to think about how to deal with it. And at times I've criticised him. I thought, you know, a kid's got no heart, he doesn't want it enough. He's just had to grow up in public. That's all he's had to do. So the questions are all for Daniel, and so we've got to see how Daniel deals with it. But it's a great opportunity for him.
We've seen these sparring rumours about when they sparred years ago come up again this week with Anthony Fowler saying Joshua got hurt by Dubois. You know, what does this mean, you know, ahead of Saturday? Anything?
It doesn't mean anything. Many people I spar with got the better of me, and then I boxed them and knocked them out. So it doesn't mean anything, because when you're sparring, you're going. If you're at a certain stage in your career, you're going in there to work on a certain artillery, and you'll neglect something else. You might be working on defence, you'll neglect your offensive work, and so therefore your opponent's going to get in and hit you when least expected, and he'll find a leak in your defence, hurt you and wobble you. So you're fixing that. That's why you're sparring. You're sparring to better yourself, to sharpen your tools. So that might have happened in sparring. It doesn't mean Jack Diddley. It doesn't mean anything. So that's just how it is.
Going back to the Usyk rematch, I remember you said some comments feeling that if he was to lose that fight, you said maybe he would consider retiring. Comments that Joshua at the time didn't like, but going into this fight, where does he stand if he doesn't beat Dubois?
Well, you're asking a question, so I'm quite sure this will be the headline, but I'm just answering a question. So again, don't jump on it and say you're hating. I'm answering your question. And I don't know if I heard AJ himself say, you know, that shouldn't happen. You know, I should have a serious look at my career if that is the case. So that's an obvious. It's not throwing somebody under the bus. That's an obvious. And so that's just an obvious answer. That's an obvious expectation. So we just got to wait and see.
And then finishing off this Saturday, we have Canelo Alvarez taking on Edgar Berlanga. Most people think this is a routine win for Canelo. Do you agree?
Yeah, I do. Canelo is one of the few fighters that's in a great position where he can pick his fight, he can pick his opponent, he can pick his purse, and still gets the TV, he still gets the crowds. He's a business, and people are giving him a hard time because he's basically fighter, promoter, businessman of his own career. Whereas usually it's all separate. A promoter will have his agenda, the fighter will have his agenda, you know, the manager will have his agenda, you know, and so Canelo's in control of everything he's doing. So I don't knock him at all. But you know, I think he beats 97% of the fighters out there currently, and so it's not until another one emerges you think, oh God, another one. So that's time will tell.
Last one, Johnny. You said it, and like a lot of people have said it, even Canelo himself, that he can just choose who he wants to fight. Is that dangerous? You know, is that bad for the sport that someone has that much power that it doesn't matter about mandatories? They just choose who they want to fight.
The only difference between what Canelo's doing and what promoters are doing is that he's a fighter actually saying it. Promoters do that as well. You know, they'll give you the names of about 10 fighters they're considering to fight for to choose for their fighter, but they've already decided. You know, it's how they sell it to you guys. So Canelo's just voicing it. He's not doing any different than any promoter in the world. You know, he's thinking this fight is best for me. This works best for me. So I don't knock him for what he's doing, and he's getting knocked because he's talking like a promoter. He's his own business. So good on him.
Johnny, appreciate your time. How's the podcast doing, Spencer Oliver? You going to bring it back for fight week?
Spencer's busy now with Simon Jordan. For some reason, he's chose Simon Jordan over me. But everything's good, man. We're keeping busy.
All right, Johnny, good to hear, and appreciate your time.
Sweet.
Thank you.